Do you ever wonder if the guy you're dating is worth investing in or if it's time to move on? Are you wasting your time or will it be worth it? While these are good questions, they aren't actually the right question to ask because they're just too big. Today, I'll share with you the questions you should be asking if you're wondering these questions. Should I stay or should I go? Now, before I get started, I know that on my channel, I talk a lot about my fictional couple, Jack and Sally, and all their relationship trials and tribulations. But for this question, I want to just talk to you because this is really important for your relationship. So, the first thing to ask yourself is, does he treat me like a priority? Now, you may be thinking, really, Jonathan? That's your big fancy advice? Let me explain. Making someone a priority is more than just thinking about them. Putting you as a priority means that he shows up for you. He takes your goals, your aspirations, dreams seriously and wants you to reach them. Making someone a priority means that you aren't living parallel lives. It means that you're joining your lives together. Good partners will show that they love you by putting you and your desires as a priority. I've seen many couples that definitely love each other and live together, but have vastly different goals and aspirations. And the truth is, eventually those two ships will collide or drift apart. Which brings me to the second question you should ask. Does he care about the things I care about? Obviously, you are two very different people and you both like the things you like. But when you're in a relationship with someone, it's important to also learn about what they like and take an interest. This isn't hard to do. Let's practice. Look at the set I'm currently sitting in. I made it with things that I really care about. So write in the comments, what do you think is important to me? Really take a look. What do you think is important to me? The skill I'm talking about requires observing, asking questions, and being interested. If you see from my shelf that I like board games, don't just stop there. Ask, why do you like board games, Jonathan? What's so fun about them to you? What's your favorite game? And why do you love them so much? Why do you keep buying so many board games, Jonathan? That's what my wife asks me. Asking good questions is a good sign that they care about you. Your partner should take an interest in you beyond the surface. He should care about what you care about and share your values. Down the road, this will be really important when it comes to marriage, kids, and other big life choices. If you want to know if this relationship will work for the long term, both of you should be able to be yourselves authentically and be accepted. If you notice that you have to sacrifice a lot to make it work, it most likely won't last if nothing changes. The next thing to ask yourself is, does he show me that he cares about me? This is important because it's different from him saying he cares. Partners should show that they care about you and not just give you false promises and pretty words with no substance. Those would be a red flag. How does your partner show that they love you and value you, even if it's not just in words? For example, you can say you like the video, but if you want to show you like the video, then hit that thumbs up. Keep in mind that if you're dating an emotionally avoidant person or someone who struggles with being vulnerable or talking about his feelings, words will not be the main way that he shows he cares. In this case, this can look like small gifts or thoughtful gestures. It could be him taking time to help you with errands and take tasks off your plate. He could show up for your gigs and events or always make time to listen to you vent about your job or traffic or whatever. Now, this doesn't mean he's perfect all the time or that he's always 100% supporting you. But when it comes to showing that he cares about you, what matters is the effort that they're putting in. And the last thing to ask yourself, is he receptive? Does he listen to me? Does he get it? So think about your communication. Trust me when I say that the health and well-being of every relationship comes down to how good the communication is. That's one of the best ways to see if the relationship you're in is going to last or not. For example, if you say you can't eat peanuts and he keeps bringing you Reese's Cups and trail mix, he's not being receptive to what you want and need. Being receptive means that when you or your partner asks for something, communication happens and a change is made. Gradual change is fine. It doesn't have to happen all at once, but there has to be some kind of change. And listen, I myself am a creature of habit. For the most part, I like things the way I like them. But if my wife comes to me and says, hey, X really isn't working for me, then I'm going to pay attention. Whether X is about keeping the house clean or texting her more often or whatever. I'm going to be receptive to what's not working and be willing to make a change so things can work better in the future. Remember that receptivity doesn't always mean you get exactly what you want, but it does mean you're both open to thinking it through and willing to work it through together. If your partner is an emotionally avoidant person, they might not be ready to have the conversation right away. But if they do come back around and are able to talk about it, that's a good sign that they care. If a partner does this, then they show that they care about you, your thoughts, and are willing to work with you on a situation. That's what I would call a green flag. Now that you have the right questions to ask yourself, here's something to keep in mind moving forward. Don't get complacent. Complacency is a huge killer in relationships. A new relationship is fun, engaging, sexy, and exciting. Over time, the newness fades, but that doesn't mean that the enjoyment has to. It just has to change. A partner worth your time should show that they love you by putting in the work. A partner who is a good investment puts in time, effort, and energy, and doesn't take you for granted, and vice versa.